21st of November, Rabbi Levitt, Pele, Yoetz.
Okay, let me just close the door here. Okay. All right. So, we already started. Good morning, Roy.
Good morning, Rabbi Levitt. How are you?
Baruch Hashem.
Morning, Roy.
Good morning, Alan.
All right.
Morning, Lou.
Good morning, Alan. Good morning, Meir. Again.
Good morning, Meir. Again.
Again,
Good morning,
right.
again. Good morning, Rabbi.
Again.
Good morning. Good morning. Good morning, Lou. Good morning, Mayor and Alan and Roy. Baruch Hashem. Okay, the gang is all here. Li'ayin hara. So I think we're up to we're in Avodas Hashem, letter Ayin on page 175, and we're doing we're gonna do the last paragraph. I believe we didn't do that paragraph, right? Behold. We did the first one. He talked about this famous Gemara with Maisa Merkava. Oh, guess what? Pinchas is here.
Okay. So you'll use my computer.
Okay.
Okay.
Or I could call in. I'll call in. Okay, I'm going to call in. The doctor is here. And when the doctor calls, you have to give him your computer.
Oh. All right.
Okay. So I will call on the phone.
I'll WhatsApp you the password. Okay?
I really don't need it. If there is nothing to back up, I don't
Rabbi, you should make me the host before you log out. Otherwise, you might lose the session, I think.
Too late.
Well, I guess we didn't lose the session.
Oh, we didn't. No. Right.
I wasn't sure what would happen if the host logs out.
Uh-huh. Oh, look, he's on another computer. Rabbi, if you're talking to us, we can't hear you. You're muted. Oh, so Rabbi is there. Oh, goodness, I didn't realize. Wondering what the change was.
Don't know.
All right.
How's your wife feeling?
Baruch Hashem, she's better now. She's actually gone to, she's coming back home at the moment. But she went to the OU center this morning.
Oh, that's good.
That's good, yes. But it was, yeah, she wasn't great at all over Shabbos, unfortunately. Anyway,
Baruch Hashem, she's good now. That's important. That's important.
yeah. Excuse me, I'll be back in a minute. It's awfully quiet.
I don't know. I thought we had the rabbi for a quick moment and then he just disappeared off the screen. And then I thought he was.
Okay. Yeah, they ask, I tried to get on by the phone, but they ask if you're the meeting host, what's your password or something word, I don't know what, some number, and didn't know what they meant. So my wife has graciously consented to allow me to use her computer for this time over here.
Ah, that's why you don't look like you're on a phone.
But we have to end at 11:25. So let's see. Okay, so let's go without further ado. Okay, so behold the primary service of Hashem, and we ask Mayor to start off for us, please.
Okay. Behold, the primary service of God and the perfection of this service depend upon the closeness of one's thoughts and the intentions of one's heart in fear, love, joy, and great submissiveness. God requires the heart. This is a fundamental rule in Torah and the service of God. A man possesses an intimate evil inclination which sits between the openings of one's heart and directs it to nothingness. Even during the time of our service to God, our hearts wander in darkness among strange and evil thoughts, which render imperfect our service to Him. A man who fears God must galvanize his strength to unify his heart, even temporarily, to fear and to love our revered and awesome God, to cleave unto Him, and to heartily serve a total and complete service unto Him. A man must fight with his evil inclination like a warrior, just as a Jew wages war in order not to commit murder, adultery, and stealing, for God will bring all things to justice. A man's reward will be increased for the reward is according to one's effort. Regarding this, it says in Eov, a man was born for toil, that tremendous effort and hard work are necessary. Proper thinking is beneficial. At times it must run away in order to successfully escape. A person must strengthen oneself and be steeped in holiness in order to establish the headstone. His heart must not ponder evil thoughts, rather only sacred things.
Okay, wow. Rahmana Liba boy. That's the key. Hashem desires the heart. So that's that he says is what's what the person needs to be able to battle against his Yetzer Hara. His heart has to be for Hashem. And even then, still, in spite of the fact that his heart is for Hashem and he wants to do so much to Ratzon Hashem and serve Hashem and be close to Him, and nevertheless, there's a Yetzer Hara. The translation, by the way, over here is totally inaccurate. A person possesses an intimate evil inclination. Intimate is not the correct word over here. The word that my edition uses is Yetzer Samuch. The Yetzer is Samuch, like he's crouched over there, right at the entrance to the door, and the person opens the door to go outside. Boom, he gets assaulted, and sometimes he even skulks into the house, and also has problems over there. So that's the point. Yetzer Samuch, Yoshev Bein Miftach Alev. He's settled in right there. He's established himself in the Miftach Alev, the openings of the heart. The heart.
Well, so what word will you put instead of intimate?
Close. He's close at hand.
Close, okay.
But there's something that's close, who's trying to attack you and destroy you, and there's intimacy is totally not the right word. You don't have to be intimate with the Yetzer Hara. Okay. Yeah. All right. Very good. Very good. The Amal Adam Yulad. That's the key. Hashem made a world that you have to fight in. There's no way to avoid fighting. But who are you supposed to fight with? You're supposed to fight the Yetzer Hara. That's the fight that you have to engage in, and that's the effort that you have to expend. Okay. Very good. A round of applause for Avodas Hashem. And page 174. And now we go to Anova, humility. What is humility? This is what everyone, I'm sure everyone is plotting to know what is humility. Let's take a look over here, and we go to Roy to continue the reading and start off humility.
Honest, honor, what is it? Anua,
Anova.
another, another.
Ah.
All right, humility. Humility is a good attribute, comparable to none. Like the statement of our sages in Avodah Zarah 20b, which is, humility is greater than all the other attributes. It is the father of Torah and good attributes. Its accompanying offspring follow love, brotherhood, peace, friendship with all men, no anger at all, fleeing from honor, not seeking greatness, not desiring honor, and not feeling that one is owed any favor in return for good he has done. These and many other good and upright attributes result from genuine humility. The presence of humility is challenging in accord with its praise and goodness. A person needs to overcome his evil inclination with continuous pure thoughts. He must repeatedly think, what is man who is compared to nothingness? A person must wage war with cleverness against his evil inclination, which tempts him to be arrogant and consequently an abomination unto Hashem. Person must not remove from his mouth and his thoughts, what are we, what is our life, what is our strength, what is our righteousness? Are not all the mighty men like nothing? All the men of renown as if they never existed, all the wise men as if without knowledge, and all the intelligent ones as if without understanding. This is because all of our deeds are futile, and all the days of our lives are vanity. That comes from a
Callous, isn't
pillar.
it?
Yeah,
From Callous.
yes. Yeah, it's we say it I think every morning, don't we?
Oh, yes, you're talking about
What are we? What's our life?
Yeah. Here. This is right. Ribon kol olamim lo atzid koseinu anachnu mapilim lefatachonenu lefanecha ki al rachamecha rabim. Hashem, not because of our righteousness are we offering our supplications and requests before you, but only because of your great rachamim. Ma'anu. What are we? Ma chayenu. What is our life? Ma chazdenu. In other words, these are all expressions of anova. We are not great. We are not exalted. We are not accomplished. We are what worth are all of our actions? They're etc. etc. Matzit koseinu ma yeshuaseinu. And even we say, like the Pele had said, even the people that we regard as being great, all the mighty men, ka'ayin lefanecha, compared to you, Hashem, they are ka'ayin, nothing. Anshe Hashem, kalo hayu, men of great status, as though they never existed. Chachamim kavli mada. According to you, the greatest chachamim have absolutely no knowledge whatsoever. Navonim, and men of great understanding, kabli haskell, they have devoid of intelligence. So we mean to say, in comparison to Hashem, when we compare ourselves to Hashem, we see that that's the key, that's the way that a person comes to another.
So what's the reference to that?
Oh, so this, like you say, Roy, this is taken from the before you start the section of Korbanos, right after the Akeda. This is the tefillah starts off La'olam Yehi Adam Yorei Shemayim B'Seiser V'Goli. Actually, the source of the words that the Pele Yoetz is taking are actually taken from Tana de Be'Eliyahu. But they've been that tefillah has been added over here to this prayer, and then at the end we end off. We say Shema Yisrael, Hashem Elokeinu, Hashem Echad, and then we have a bracha. Baruch Atah Hashem Mekadesh Es Shimcha Barabim, and then it goes on after that as well. So it's so you got to get to shul quite early in the morning to be able to say that one.
I hear you saying that compared to Hashem, I'm nothing. But that's not exactly what I'm reading the Pele Yoetz saying. I'm reading him saying, everything that I've done is nothing. It's worthless. And I don't think that that's true. I think I've done things that are worthwhile. My understanding is that humility is not to say I'm nothing. Humility is to say I am what I am. Humility is to know accurately exactly where I'm holding, and not to think I'm any greater than I am, but also not to think I'm any less than I am.
And to give the cover to Hashem. To know that it's not you, but it's Hashem.
Yeah, it's a very there's very different interpretations of what is another truth that are out there. But okay. In other words, today, most people, if you would tell them that they're nothing and they're worthless and nothing they do is any good, worth anything, what will that inspire them to improve? Will that make them humble, so that when somebody insults them, or ranks them out, that they will be silent, or they'll say, yes, you're right, which are true signs of humility, like the Pele Yoetz said? No, it won't have that effect. What will it do? It will cause the person, in most cases, to just crawl up and go to sleep and not want to do anything, because he feels he's a failure. But this is not this. So for us, this type of approach doesn't really work. So we take another approach, like the approach that you've said. But even according to that approach, that we can tell ourselves that we have done and we are something and we do good things, but we always have to remember that the real honor goes to Hashem, and He's the one who's giving us the ability to do everything that we're able to accomplish. And so when we realize that Hashem is really the one who creates for us our ability to achieve and to accomplish, so that gives us the humility that we need to have, when we are together with other people, and they rub us the wrong way, or they do this to us or that to us, and that's where the real humility is shown. That we humble ourselves to another person. Okay. Like he said over here. Okay, next paragraph, 176, even for a mighty man. And we go to Alan to continue.
Even if a mighty man has accomplished great things in Torah and mitzvahs like Moshe Rabbeinu, what good is it if he is arrogant about it, since this makes him into an abomination unto Hashem? Behold, he is like an empty and corrupt individual. Why is he alive? The Holy One, blessed be he, says about such a person, I and he can live together. This will be made known from on high. His dust will not be awakened for resurrection and other such evils. Therefore, a man must galvanize his strength with great might and power to lower himself. It's sort of a strange way to look at it. Therefore, a man must galvanize his strength and with great might and power lower himself. Should think that according to the greatness of his wisdom, understanding, and ability, he has increased obligation to serve God, and that the Holy One, blessed be he, will be exacting of him like the breath of a hair. To what can this be compared? It's comparable to two people who owed the king money. One person owed him 1,000 gold coins, and the other only owed him 1,000 silver coins. The one who owed him 1,000 silver coins paid him 500, and the one who owed him 1,000 gold coins also paid him 500. As such, the one who paid 500 gold coins still owes him much, much more than the one who paid him back only 500 silver coins. This matter is just the same.
I don't get that.
Yeah, what do you mean? What matter is the same? Paying off part?
Okay, so he's saying that first he's talking about a person who thinks to himself, wow, I really have accomplished a lot, right? I'm a great Talmid Chacham. I'm a medakdek b'mitzvahs. I do all the mitzvahs with such exactness and preciseness, making no mistakes. I make no mistakes whatsoever. I'm great, and so he says that person who's being so arrogant about his accomplishments is an abomination to Hashem. So he says, rather than thinking like that, the person should say to himself, like this mashal. It's comparable to two people that the king gave one of them 1,000 gold coins. Let's call that's the person that he means to refer to as the person who is this great Talmid Chacham and scholar and mitzvah observer, according to his own admission, and the other person who's not objectively speaking, at least in terms of his Torah knowledge and et cetera, as the first person. So we're describing that, the Pele Yoetz says, as a person that Hashem has given him 1,000 silver coins, right? So Hashem has given him much less than the first person. So so the first person, he says to himself, "Oh, I've accomplished so much." Says the Pele Yoetz, you've given Hashem back 500 of those gold coins. So what do you owe Hashem? You owe Hashem 500 more gold coins. So let's say the other person, Hashem only gave him 1,000 silver. So let's say he's paid back also 500 of silver. So he only owes Hashem 500 silver. But the first guy who thought he was so great, he owes Hashem 500 gold. So the point is that this guy who thinks he's so great, he really owes Hashem much more than the person who is who did not accomplish as much as him. And so he should keep that in mind and be humble, be less arrogant than he is about his greatness. And when the Pele Yoetz finishes off and he says, "This matter is just the same," he's saying that's that I just told you, that's the mashal, but the nimshal is this person who thinks he's so great. That's the nimshal. And that's what he means to say. This matter is just the same as that. He owes a lot more than everybody else owes to Hashem, because Hashem has given him so much more. It's not his own that he's done. It's Hashem has given him this. So that's the way he should look at it, and that should make him less arrogant and correspondingly more humble.
So in the mashal, what is the idea of paying the 500? What does that represent?
All the Torah that he says he's learned, all the mitzvahs that he says he's done. It's compared to what Hashem has given him. It's half of what it is that he's paid back Hashem half.
Oh, by doing those things, he's paid back. I see what you're saying. Hashem gave him the abilities, and when he uses the abilities, he's paying Hashem back.
Yeah.
Okay, I see.
3 minutes to go. 2 minutes.
2-minute warning. Oh boy, here we go. The first one that puts the ball in the hoop, he's the winner. Anyway, okay, so now we go to Lou to conclude, or at least to get to the next paragraph. A person is obligated to say.
A person is obligated to say, "How shall I approach God? Bow myself before the Lord on high. His beneficence unto me, the small degree of understanding that he has bestowed upon me, and the small amount of goodness which he has assisted me to achieve, are a greater good than all of this world and the next. I have been diminished by all of his kindnesses and truth. With everything that I will do, I will still not satisfy my obligation unto him for just this benevolence alone. This was the reason for Moshe Rabbeinu being the humblest of all men. A person must always take to heart his wrongdoing and say, why should I accept the honor that others bestow upon me? They do not know who I really am. Only I know my sins. Would that other people just smell my sins. My neighbors would surely keep their distance from me and my place. This too is from Hashem's kindness unto me, that my sins are hidden from others. In our orphaned generation, it is easy for a person to understand his inadequacy, his diminished value, the of his grasp and the abundance of his shortcomings in the service of his creator. For he has not fulfilled even one part of 1,000,000 of his responsibilities. This is all in addition to the countless sins of his youth, both new and old. This is what a person should constantly think, and a living man must take these kinds of things to heart in order to promote his humility.
Okay.
Do we have a
Yeah.
do we have a next session, the Gemara session?
As Hashem, we'll be
So we stay
stay
here
here.
then.
we'll stay tuned. Yes, on this
Right.
station.
Right. So we